Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the yolopark. This is the AMK Generation 1 Megatron model kit. So with this video I'm going to unbox him in a second. We're going to have a look at the entire contents of the packaging and I'm going to build him up for you. We are then of course going to have to do some comparisons with some other Megatron figures. I'm going to stand him up next to some masterpiece figures just to see how he scales, because I've just got a sneaky suspicion he might scale really well with them, but we'll find out in a second. And of course I'm going to hopefully do this figure a lot of justice, because I've very quickly just opened it just to have a look, and I'm already really excited to have a proper look at this. Now the only negative thing at the moment is nothing to do with the figure, it's to do with just how big the box is and how much I'm probably going to struggle trying to get this all on camera for you. Now the box is beautiful, look at this. This is of course Generation 1 Megatron, how he appeared in the cartoon. We've got some lovely, I was going to say product shots, but they're not product shots at all. They look like computer generated images. This is an actual outer sleeve, because yolopark is licensed via Hasbro and Takara. They can use the correct name, they can use all the images, they can use all the correct fonts, and exactly that. So this is going to look like a Megatron figure. Look at this. This obviously you can see, hopefully the fact that this is reflective, it's just stunning. It looks so good. What you actually do when you open this, get it in hand first time, it feels premium, it just looks really good. Right, so this is as far as I've got so far. Now I've seen so many images of this particular figure online, and of course I've even previewed quite a bit of it myself, to be fair, in various videos. Now I am going to have to adjust the camera again, so bear with me. I'm going to try and get this all done in one particular take so we can just see exactly how it comes, how we build it up, etc. So that is of course the main Megatron parts. I know that sounds really silly, but the reason why I'm telling you that is because there is another layer underneath him, like a box of chocolates. You see, you've got another layer hidden underneath. So they were all the main Megatron parts. Now you've got a full tray of accessories. So we've got a stand, we've got the Energon sword, a bit like a lightsaber, his arm cannon, his Energon mace, and of course, as I say, the stand with a few other things. So let's see, as I say, if we can get this done. Now it does say on the box die cast, but I remember from the images, now this isn't all die cast, and to be honest you can tell because it doesn't feel heavy enough to be exactly that. If this was all die cast, this would be much heavier. Now if memory serves me correct, the die cast is in the chest, which, yep, that does feel like that, and indeed in some of the feet. So yep, you can sort of feel it, especially, you know, this time of year, because it just feels cold to the touch. Right, so let's have a look at all the pieces. Thankfully, as I've said, this doesn't look like it's going to, whoops, oh dear, it doesn't look like it's going to be too difficult. Now I need to pick all these up and stop it anyway. So let's get them all grouped together and then we'll start to build him up. Okay, so I've got the pieces here, and if you're new to the channel, if you're wondering why I didn't edit that out, if anything like that happens, and I've had good feedback, just to let the camera roll. People seem to enjoy it, you know, if mistakes are made, and you know, it happens. But anyway, let's carry on. So I've grouped all the pieces together, and I've got the head ready here, which you can see now already. There is some spare heads, so you can take these out as simple as this. It also shows you there that you can fit batteries in as well to get his LED eyes to light up. There are two other faces as well. You've just got a normal stern looking grin, and whichever one that is, that looks more of, I suppose, a battle damaged one. I'm going to be putting on this particular one, the one where it looks like he's yelling, a little bit more maniacal, that sort of evil looking smile. So as I start to build him up, because I've just had a very quick, let me show you these, quick look at the instructions. It doesn't look too difficult. The instructions are pretty nice, to be fair. It doesn't look too, as I say, too overly taxing, and I'm just going to, as I say, crack on with it. So this was all of the contents of the first part that you saw completely just fall out on me. The head is going to attach on here, no problem whatsoever. This waist section is going to attach. Now my only, I suppose, mini concern is how much pressure and stuff do we need to apply as I'm attaching it. Now to be honest, this is also feeling like die cast, to be honest. Yeah, I think it is, to be fair. Now, not all of this, as I say, is die cast. The ones that feel cold to the touch, I think, are. Right, let's have a look at the shoulders. Now, that surely is Is it going to that side? It must do. So that's going to go on that side. Which way round? I've just said it doesn't look too difficult, and then straight away I'm already questioning myself. So I'm going to pop them in here like so. I am going to very quickly just grab these just to make sure that I am going the right way round. But the last thing I want to do is build it up wrong. So no, they were the right way round, and of course I should know that because it's the same as the toy. You can see where this is going to attach there, but again, if I make little mistakes like that, this just proves or shows you guys how easy it is to dismantle him and indeed put him back together. So what we've got here, this is going to be the elbow joint. Yep, so that's going to need to go that way. A little bit of pressure to push that on. Let me show you this as we're going through it. There's articulation in 3, the index and the thumb on the hand, so there's actual articulation on them. That's gone in, no problem. This should be that way around. There we go. And the reason for that is this needs to be on the outside, because of course that's where we can attach a fusion cannon. Leg is going to attach into this. What you're looking for is the outside of the gun on the outside, and then we're going to attach the leg. And as I say, once I've fully built it up, I'm just going to double check with the instructions just to make sure that we've got everything where it should be. That's looking pretty good. Now, he's not looking as tall as I thought he was. I was thinking that perhaps he was going to be able to scale with the Masterpiece figures. Well, we're going to soon find out now, because I'm going to bring a few of them up. Right, there's obviously missing a few parts, as in his fusion cannon, etc. This again should be on the outside. Let me just double check that we've got the... That's the wrong way around now, isn't it? That needs to be spun around. This is how easy it is, you can see, to correct everything on here. So that's, to be fair, now I've said that, it looks like I've put it on the wrong side. Let's have a quick look here. Has it got the bits on the front? No, it should be the way that I had it. So I was correct in having it like this. So I need to change the hands. You need this bit on the outside. You need all the flat parts like so. And I've just got to change the hands. So you can see how simple it is like that to change them all about. Right, there we go. So as I say, this was the first pack. The contents, what didn't help is the fact that you saw them all fall out. Usually you would just pick them up and just attach them as he was lying down, because he was pretty much lying down ready to be assembled. It was my fault for everything falling out. So that is first look at him. He does look really good. Let's bring up the other tray, hopefully not drop everything everywhere, but this is the other tray. I'm going to keep this, as I say, up here, because I'm going to be taking out most of the accessories from it. So we definitely need the barrel, which is going to attach on a port here via the back of him, which we can see right there. If we spin this around, that's going to pop into there. This is just the finishing touches, obviously. And then of course the fusion cannon. Now for me, it's always been on the right arm, so it's going to go on the right arm for me now. Oh, that's quite difficult to put in. It's going to require quite a lot of force, and there we go. So let's just move these out of the way for a second, and let's do what we normally would do. This is of course some first impressions. I just need to raise it up ever so slightly. Wow, stunning. Absolutely stunning. As I say, the only negative thing about this, and I'm not going to keep saying it, I'm just going to say it once, is that it doesn't transform. But if you want a figure of Megatron that looks as good as this, or you know, like he come off the cartoon, I'd say off the cartoon he does look very, very much like animated Megatron, but because he's got the metal sheen, it's like an updated version. It's really, really good. So the head obviously has the full articulation all the way around. It's also got the bonus part here that you can lift this up, so you can have him looking down, and indeed looking even further down, which not being too detrimental. So that articulation there is crazy. He's got these butterfly joints on the side as well. This is insane, the amount of articulation points. Obviously it'll go all the way around. It'll also do that, so you can still get the T, no problem whatsoever. We've obviously got the swivels, because you've just seen me attach them. There's the bicep flexion, which is going to go all the way up, which is great. And of course you've seen the finger articulation, and there's wrist swivel. This is one thing that's great. You've got an ab tilt, not just a crunch. You've got a tilt, you've definitely got a crunch, you've got two crunching parts, to be fair. This is insane. You've got a full, completely unrestricted waist swivel. If we lift the hip skirts up as well, you can see there's full articulation, bringing this right up to there. Yep, that'll kick all the way up. You've got your knee kick up in your knee bend, your ankle tilt and rock, because again, they're all on ball and sockets. You've just seen it. So again, I always say this as well, I'm one of the most useless people at posing figures, etc. Check out my Instagram, you'll see exactly what I mean. But if for people who like to do that, you're going to be able to have so much fun with this. As I say, unfortunately I don't have the battery, so I can't light up the head or the eyes, and also you can light up the fusion cannon. You can see there's a red LED in there. It's also got the bonus extending part as well, which makes it look, I think, is that even better? I'm not too sure, to be honest. It's good. It's just a brilliant little bonus. I'm going to keep it there like that for now, and I'm going to start to do some of the comparisons that I was on about earlier, or size things. So I did think he was going to be as big as this, but he's not, unfortunately. These are bigger than I remembered them to be, and obviously these are of course MP figures. They don't scale at all with them, which is one, it's clever, because obviously that means that if you want to buy the more scaling, you're gonna have to buy all of them from this particular company. We already know there's an Optimus Prime coming out, so just for a bit of fun right now, because he's not going to scale at all, that is MP1. He's not going to scale with that at all. Right, with regards to some other Megatron figures though, that is your Netflix Voyager class, so he's much bigger than that. And again, you've got this premium sort of sheen looking to him, so he's bigger than a Voyager. He is probably what I would class as a modern day leader class sort of size figure, because Dreadwing isn't the biggest, but of course Snarl's quite a bit bigger than him, so he would be that little bit bigger than him. With regards to actual Megatron G1 comparisons, nothing like them, but we've got to bring them in anyway. So this is your Hasbro version because it's got the chrome, and this is your Takara version because it's the gunmetal grey, and he's got the blue inner legs. So there's little homages to it. I suppose he looks more like the Takara because you've got the gunmetal rather than the chrome, but there you go, that's him compared to them. With regards to other figures, if you don't collect any of these and you just want to get an idea of scale, here's some new age figures, just to give you, as I say, exactly that, just to give you an idea of how big he is. Now of course I'm not saying that these are going to scale, this is just if you don't collect generation 1 figures, I want to get you and give you an idea of the scale and size of this figure. So we've seen Mainline, we've seen G1, we've seen Masterpiece, so I've got a few other toy companies here I can just give you an idea of the scales with. That's a core class figure, this one's a Magic Square, and that one's an Iron Factory. So again, don't scale, but that gives you an idea of just how big they are. Right, let's have a look at some of the features and extra bits that this guy's got. So in here we've got the sword, which of course I'm sure it's the exact same one from the animated movie. That looks good. Yeah, that looks really good. Then we've got the gun. This is, I think, the gun in question that still causes so many arguments in the fandom. That will again just fit in his hand, no problem. We've also got the Energon mace from the very first episode. It was called Arrival from Cybertron in the UK, but I believe it was called something slightly different. I think it was called More Than Meets the Eye in the States. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was definitely Arrival. It was definitely Arrival from Cybertron and not More Than Meets the Eye. Right, you can see there's even a bit of articulation there where this is going to fit in. Yep, that'll move up and down, and there's loads of articulation points on this mace as well. So once again, an abundance of display ideas. Talking of display ideas, there's a Decepticon logo there, and there's a stand in the background. Now I'm probably not going to have a go at balancing them on the stand, because once again I'm not the greatest at things like that, but I'm going to show you how to assemble it, because it's really quite simple. So let's leave him there. He's looking really cool. There's the stand. You've got your choice of where you want to attach this. This of course has got a arm you can move up and down. Then with regards to this, you're looking to put the thin bit into here, and then this has also got articulation. I say articulation, range of motion on it. That'll go up and down. The claw will go open and close, so you can indeed pose him or just hold him in one particular place. Great little bonus, looks great as well. Just another nice thing to say about it. To be honest, I really don't think there's much more to say about it. It is a model kit. Oh, I haven't done the chest. Let's do the chest for you. It's simple as open this up, take this off, attach that there, and in case I forgot to tell you, there's Vector Sigma, and that's made of die cast as well, so lots of detail on that. There is your battle damaged Megatron. This is definitely die cast as well. No, that's not. Well, this is the die cast one. You can just feel it. It's heavier, it's cold. So yeah, perhaps not as much die cast in it as you're led to believe by the box, but otherwise stunning figure. I want you guys to let me know what you think in the comments. I know lots of people will say it doesn't transform, so they're not interested, but as I've already stated, especially in this day and age, there's so many figures and toy companies out there making figures that don't transform, like 3-0, like Red, like Super 7, and to be honest, there's obviously a market out there, and I think you've got to admit, even if you don't collect them, this guy looks great. So there you go, guys. This is yolopark's AMK series Megatron figure. Hope you enjoyed looking at him. Let me know what you think in the comments. There's a direct link to get him from Show Z as well, and take care.